Hello and welcome to our third video on Adobe Photoshop elements for photographers. On this video we're going to develop a JPEG file, and also I will explain why you should start shooting on RAW rather than JPEG. Okay, so without further ado, let's get into this. Right, first things first. We need to import the file that we are going to work with. Now, I use Adobe Bridge, to bring files into Photoshop. Simply, Bridge is really powerful software, a database, as well as what you call it. It does all sorts of things for Adobe as well. So in here we have this file here, which I'm going to use as a JPEG to develop into our elements. Okay, so we're going to go there and we'll bring this. So it opens right away. This is the one thing you notice with when you're working with JPEG. Now you also notice that the JPEG is rather dark. Okay, so this is the Navigator, and the Navigator is going to allow us to navigate this window here, or let's say the photographs, because we need to do this in order to look at the detail that we have, and then from here we can actually click, hold and drag in the direction that we want to inspect. Okay, so it's a very handy little option that we have to do these things. Right, so we're going to minimize the size to about 50%. All right, sometimes it's very hard to get 50%, so the best thing to do is to come here, highlight that, delete, and type 50, and then enter, and it reduces it to that. The background of your canvas is very much your choice. You can right click and then select any color that you wish, or select a custom color. All right, it could be that color, or it could be, I don't know, you may like yellows perhaps, like, you know, and do that. So it will do it like this. To me that is ghastly, but you know, I'd rather prefer the black. I think it concentrates you onto the image that you're developing, and if it's too dark you can see the image almost merging into the background. So okay, so what we're going to do with this, right? First of all, you inspect the image that you are going to work with and what areas you don't want to be bothered with. Okay, so the first thing I'm going to do is make sure that the horizon is actually perfect. Okay, and you can do this with guidelines. Now, if you don't see your ruler on the window, simply go to View and select Rulers. Okay, and basically go inside, click, hold, and drag down a horizontal line and place it about there. So it should be more or less online. Let's check the vertical with the lamppost there, and it will be just perfect. Okay, once we have and we are happy with the level of the image, what I do next is basically get rid of those lines by going into View and then Clear Guidelines. Consequently, the guidelines are non-printable, so you can have thousands of guidelines on your image and then press print. They will not appear on your printout, but they're there basically to locate and centralize things to the image. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to crop the image, because I don't like the foreground here. I want to bring it a little bit down there, and I want less foreground and more background. In other words, more sky. Because an image is divided into three. Okay, we have foreground, middle ground, and background. Okay, so we're going to select the cropping tool. And one of the things that the crop tool does is, this one is based on the rule of thirds. Okay, now in photography, rules are there to be broken. It's not set on the stone that you have to place the horizon in the center of your third rule, all right, or third square here, as it happened to be there. So by me moving this up, I'm moving the horizon line, okay? So, but it gives me an idea of what I like and what I don't like, okay? So we have there the filter is kind of brought into here, so I'm going to basically bring it into there a little bit, and a little bit to this end, just to get rid of those shadow unnecessary things. We could go into more detail on that, but that is a further advanced section that I'll show you later on in other videos, okay? But for the purpose of the video, I'm going to show you this way, the quickest way to do things, okay? So I'm going to say to about there, so the slabs ends here, and we have that perfect, okay? So I click OK, and we have now the image cropped and the way we want to work with. There's still a little bit of darkness there, but we can get rid of that with the stamp tool, okay? And the stamp tool, or the clone stamp tool, basically works the same as a rubber stamp. You have an inkwell where you stamp your image, your stamp, and then you're going to stamp into another clean piece of paper, and it will reproduce that. So on here, we're going to go and shrink this window a little bit so we can see what's happening down here. And I'm going to use a brush which we call a feather brush. Now a feather brush is these ones, fluffy ones over here, and a hard brush is the one that is really hard, solid circle. So the reason I'm going to use the feather one is because I want the new paint that I'm going to apply to merge with the background seamlessly, okay? So we go there, and we're going to go into our keyboards, and we're going to press Alt, that is before Command or Control key. We press that, and you will see that you get that thing that we set up right at the beginning on our preferences, and we have the accurate, so we want to click there. Okay, the next thing is the brush is rather small for the area that I want to cover here, so I want to increase it. Now to increase that, we could go here, it's 27 pixels, okay, but we will have to keep going up there and reduce or increase and up there. So there is a quickest way to do that on site, and you're basically going to use the square brackets, okay? So by pressing the square brackets are found after the letter P on your keyboard,